the new Cycle Edge report. Now it's coming out on in September. Today is the 18th of August. Obviously, the Cycle Edge report is still the same calculation, still the same predictions and everything. But what I've done is, as I started doing the Cycle Edge report, I've made life easier as we go along. And I think this is as easy as it's going to get. So I want to go over the September, what you're going to get in September, what it's going to look like. And this is the August report. Okay, but this is the format. So as usual, Cycle Edge Advanced Market Timing. We've got the title up here, NASDAQ 100 Index for August 1st to 30th of September. And this is the whole report. As you can see, it's 36 pages, and it already starts with the daily. Now, the summary of the week. So what are the trade days of the week initially? And you get the one that's the strongest first. So sometimes it might be like Wednesday and a Monday, right? So depending on what the stronger one is, what the best day is, that's what it's going to give you up front. It's going to give you a little summary here. And then for every day, as you know, we have the vector days, grade, ways, trade hours, the time zone, and what's happening in short. Monday, Tuesday, we'll take a look in a minute to all of them. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We also have here, Friday. That's it. And here we have the summary. Now, the weekly insight is going to be the first thing you need to read. This is really important. And it's going to tell you that we've got Wednesday and Thursday, and this is the stronger day. And it's going to tell you what we're expecting here. We're expecting a turn window from 2nd of August going into the 5th of August. Now remember, this is coming in from Sunday, and the report is from Monday onward. So it's already telling us that we're probably heading into Wednesday, and then we should expect the market turn or a shift at that boundary. So if the market takes off on Monday in a direction, it should go all the way into Wednesday. Then on Wednesday, we should expect a shift or turn in the market. Thursday, it's a turn candidate. Cycle reaches its peak. So Wednesday, Thursday joining each other. So those 2 days are back to back. So both of them are going to be important for us in the middle of the week. In the macro events this week, it's going to give you a bit of information which we should always be familiar with. Fast cycle crossing the midline. We're expecting a cycle shift and a momentum flip, where in Forex, metals, and risk on capital flows. Thursday, fast cycle reaches its vertical extreme. So Thursday might have stop sweeps. The stops might be run, and we might have blow-offs and so on. So we want to take care on Thursday as well. So Wednesday, Thursday, we're going to have a setup, and because it's telling us that the move is coming through from Sunday, that Monday move could take us into Wednesday. And then we've got an intraday cycle here, and it's giving us some hours here as well. So these are important to know, right? 9:45, and I've got 2:53 and 10:45 in the evening. All right, so let's put us back into perspective. Mixed conditions, moderate reverse phase load. Trends run but stall more often. Take profit into targets rather than trailing far. So make sure you're managing your trade in this week, and that things may not go as far as you expect. So managing them properly is a good idea. We have a medium cycle in reverse phase, tightening liquidity, slow grinding price action, quite institutional accumulation or distribution. And then I've got long cycle in reverse phase, disillusion of hyper narratives, markets demand real yield and verified cash flow. Long cycle in reverse phase, deep institutional restructuring, range bound charts mask stealth, accumulation, or distribution. So all of this is good for us to know. Now, as you can see, there is no pricing levels here. This is now a nice and short version of what we're going to be getting, okay, what you're going to be getting in the members area, which is going to make your life easier, so you won't have to look at all the other rows that are in detail. So let's take a look. We're looking at Wednesday and Thursday, and we're expecting Monday to go into Wednesday. So that's going to be the 3rd of August. Let's see. Let me just turn this into a daily chart. And let me also put in the separate, well, let me just do a template. Daily. The daily should have separators on there. All right, so I added that in there. So let's take a look for the 3rd of August, right? So this is the 3rd of August, as you can see, right? Let me just mark this in for us. 3rd of August. This is my standard template with pricing. You don't have to use what I'm using. If you know technical analysis, you can use your own. Let me get rid of these so you guys see a nice clean chart. This is a volume profile information. Now I can turn this off as well. The beautiful thing with my chart indicators, I can just turn them on and off. In fact, let me show you that as well. So everything can be turned on and off, so you can have a blank chart as well. So this is the 3rd of August. Now remember what the report says. It says, look, we're coming from Sunday. All right, we're coming from Sunday, and we should be heading into Wednesday. Okay, and the cycle build is 3 days. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. All right, and then Wednesday we should be somewhere. Right. So this is, let's do this. This is the month's first day, right? Here we are, and that's the 3rd of August. So I'm just going to do this, extend it all the way. And look what's happening here. That's coming from Sunday, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So immediately on a Wednesday, all right, we went up from, let's do it like this. So we went up from Monday into Wednesday. And this is your Wednesday. All right. Now, in order for us to sell anything or buy anything, we need to be at a level where the market sold off before. So if the market is up here, I want to see where they sold heavy before. And this is a candidate for where the market sold heavy before. Okay. And we can also do this. We can draw lines, or you can mark in levels. Okay. As you can see, this is where they've been selling off. So this is really our sell zone, right? Where the market sold off before. So now all I have to do is, well, if I've got Wednesday and Thursday, then if the market went into Wednesday, these days are going to be days when I want to be looking to sell. And on both of those days, as you can, the market retraced a little bit. So these were the only 2 days leading from Monday into Wednesday and Thursday where the market retraced back. So the scenario is pretty clear. It's telling us that we're expecting a market turn window Sunday 2nd of August going into Wednesday 5th of August. Now remember, this is for day trading or short-term swing trading. And if you get your technical analysis at a really low level or a low swing, obviously that can go for a longer period. And the beautiful thing about it is, at the end of the report, you'll also have the monthly summary. All right, so the monthly summary is going to give you those specific days where we're expecting the market to have shifts. If you see a Sunday, look out for Monday. If you see a Saturday, look out for Friday, and so on. And it'll also give you the dates here. So Thursday, 20th of August, it's happening this week, so look out for that one. And then we've got a peak happening on the 1st of September of that cycle. So if it finds a direction, it should flow into there. Remember, the monthly is a longer term, but all the other weekly insights are going to be specifically for that week. We're not going to be looking to do, multiple weeks of swinging and so on. And on top of that, what we have is the market hours. Now, in the trading, Global Trader Club trading zone, where you got the weekly market timing, in the archive section, you can find actually, let's take a look at 3rd of August, right? On the 3rd of August, also, you'll find hours, which are general trade hours for all of the days. You see Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and I've posted them on the 30th of July. So from there on, if you're going from Monday to Wednesday, then you look for a place where the market will sell off, highly likely where we can sell off, and that's always going to be a place where they bought and sold heavy. That's all I do. Sometimes people say, what's the technical analysis technique? Well, just look at where they bought and sold. That's it. And if it matches my trading hour, and if it matches a trading day and a trade hour, then I'm like, okay, let's short it, because we can cover the trade, and we can then take profit as well. So let's take a look at Monday, the 3rd of August, right? Let's see how that Monday worked out with the trading hours. Now, I don't trade indices often, like once in a blue moon, but obviously, now Monday, Tuesday, I was on the road. That's why there were no videos, but the hours were there. So let's take a look. Trade hours and notes, right? Expect volatility. I've got 6, 7:15. That's Asia, 3:45 to 4. Let's just add them, right? 3:45 is there, and that's your 4 o'clock. And this is a place where the market sold off before. Look, this is where the market has been closing, and that's where they did all the traps. So everybody got trapped. So that's your 4 o'clock. What else have I got? 6 to 7:15, 11 o'clock, 6 to 7:15. So let's take a look. This is your 7:15. This is your 6 o'clock. So this is your turnaround. Now this turnaround is important. Why? Well, as you can see, that's like pretty close to where they sold off. This is where they trapped everyone. And now we've got a trade hour, and the market is chucking a Yui. Okay, and as soon as it breaks down, you can see we're sizzling all the way down, closing gaps, and so forth. So these hours are important. Then I've got 120. In fact, I've got 1 and 120. Let's see where that is. That's your 1 o'clock. This is your 1:15. Is this relevant for us? Well, it's not really relevant for us, because this is the support that the market gave us on the opening. This is from last week. So if I make this 2 lines, see, I've got resistance there, and I've got a support here, and this is in the middle of nowhere. Okay, this is just irritating. Let me get rid of that. By the way, this is part of the IDT indicator that we have. So if it tells me it's a trap zone, I want to be taking a look at it. All right, so if it's a trap zone, if the daily and the weekly are in agreement, I want to know about it. This is where the alarms are going off. But let's just get rid of it. Otherwise, it's going to be beeping all day. And that's basically it. This is the, whenever we have an opening closing price, we'll have a line here. But that's in the middle of nowhere, as you can see. And then what other hours do I have? I have 5:15 and 7:45. If there is direction, it can go to closing. So 5:15. Where are we? 5:15. This is 5:15 here. All right, and this is good. Why? Because it is breaking out from that zone. And if it has direction, remember what the comments said. If it has direction, it can go to closing. And where is that closing? Well, this is where the closing is. Okay, I hope that makes sense, right? So you don't do anything here because there's nothing to do. If you wanted to sell here, you could have, because you say, well, wait a minute, the market here has been selling. They sold off, they trapped everybody. Yep. So if I want to pull back here, and what do I want to do? Obviously close gap, right? So that's what the market did. They came back, closed the gap. This is the Monday opening and closing price. This is where the market closed here on the closing price, opened down and then went up. Market closing the gap, going up, breaking out at the trade hour and going all the way into the closing. So knowing this in advance obviously like is the way to trade, because then you got no stress and you just follow through. So now, so let me just bring not this one but NASDAQ, right? So on Monday as well, look, I've got a gain day. Okay, so gain day. So I obviously want to be looking for market, gaining some value. What else do I have? Look, 3:55. These are the alert windows. 3:55 to 8 o'clock, trap-like reversal. Well, this is your 3:55 here, right? 3:55. Okay, and then I've got 8:55 around there. So this is your trap-like reversal. So market's going up and then we're coming down, right? And then what else? I've got 11:15 to 12:40 sustained pressure. So if I'm short, it should still be continuing to go down, or it should be under pressure. It shouldn't all of a sudden, turn around at 11:15 to odd 12:45. So 11:15 sustained pressure going into 12:55. So the market is still hanging low, which is fine, good to know in advance. And then I've got 4:20, 7:30 trap like reversal. And let's take a look when the market took off. This is, guys, 4:20. Market taking off, going all the way into 7:30, all the way up there, and then closing. All right, so this scenario is already like given to you in advance, and that's it. All right, so, and these are some of the hours, as you can see here. Market pretty much doing what it said it should be doing. And once we have, once we like kind of up and running, as you can see, 8:25, this is 8:30 there, and it's already telling me, look, accumulation, quite accumulation zone. So by that time we're like already in there, because the cycle is peaked out and the market is, as you can see, it's just all nice and easy now. It's going sideways, and that's it. So that's the kind of information on the daily, and obviously we want to follow it into Wednesday. So let's take a look at what happened on a Tuesday, right? Tuesday we've got a drain day. Let's see, so we want to get somewhere and get drained out. Okay, so this is Tuesday, right? Market's making a gain day, and then we're going to head off and get drained out. So this day should drain us out. Let's see. Tuesday, vector day is from gain to drain. Okay, it's already telling us reserves are low, minimize exposure, expect fading moves. 8:50 to midnight, sustained pressure. So it's already telling me there's sustained pressure coming in at 9 to closing. So 9 in the evening, my time, is going to be around there, 9, and that's your closing. So this is where the sustained pressure is, and this is actually where the market, as you can see, slows down, dips down. Let's take a look at the daily hours. On Tuesday, some volatility at opening expected. So I've got 2 to 220 and 445 in Asia. This is 220, 445, 445 is your breakout, guys. Remember, this is from the previous day. So this is going to be Monday's high. Market sizzling down, cooling off a little bit in Asia, and then breaking out. So this is already giving us the direction, isn't it? And that's done in Asia. Now, knowing these hours are going to give you, the answer. Where are we going? What's the bias? How far can I head? The trade day says, listen, I'm starting something on Sunday that should be going into Wednesday. So, okay, and the market's breaking to the upside. It broke out to the upside on Monday, so Tuesday won't follow through, and Asia is fast on the trigger. Now I've got 840, 940. Let's see if we can catch this move. Now look, 840 is on that bar. You can still get in. What else have I got? Let's check out the general hours. 405 to 515. Let's see what New York's going to do. Well, guys, this is 405, 515. It's like push to the upside. Nice and easy. Just breaking to the upside. Okay. So in that time slot, it's going to the upside. And that's how you can follow through. And because you have sustained pressure here, it should go until we get to that time zone, which the report is already telling you about right there. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. There are some additional hours here as well. Look, I've got 3:15 my time. Okay, this is the New York exchange time, so 10:16 in the morning in New York. Let's see, 5:15 my time. That's your 5:15. Where's the other hour? 3:15. 3:15 is going to be there. All right, so it's just getting ready for a breakout, and that's it. Market boom, going to the upside. So we're in now Tuesday, and we are completely drained out, and we are on a Wednesday where the market is looking to turn around. Let's check out the trade hours for Wednesday. So let's see now on Wednesday. Remember, according to our cycle edge report, we should be getting into Wednesday as we read on the in the weekly insight. Right? So from here, also it's summarized here as well. So we're moving into Wednesday, Thursday. So these 2 days are back to back. We're going to check them out. So this is your Wednesday, market beginning to go down into Thursday. Let's see at what hours I gave on Wednesday. So 8 a.m. Let's check it out. 12:45 to 1. 7 or 8 a.m. This is 7 o'clock here. This is 8 a.m. here. Whoops. There. And as you can see, that's the high of the previous day. So this zone is where we're going to be looking to sell. Okay. So this is your sell zone. That's the sell pro. Why? Because that's the high of the previous day, and we're looking for sell. Right. Also, though, remember on the daily, you're going to be looking for where they sold off before. Okay. So the previous day's high is important, obviously. Okay, here. But I also want to check these levels. So from 29,853 to 30,244 is going to be my kill zone. This is where they've been selling off. Let's get back in there. Let's take a look at the other hours. We had, I think, 3:15 or something. Yeah, 3:15, 7:30, right? So Wednesday, 3:15, 12:45 to 1, 3:15. Let's take a look at 12:45. This is 1, and this is 12:45, and then 7 odd o'clock, 7:15 or 7:30. 7:30, where it might change direction and go to closing. So that's your 7:30 market changing direction, going to closing. All right, so that's 7:30. Now let's take a look at the cycle edge to see if we have any relevant hours for Wednesday. Okay, so I want to check out Wednesday. Sustained pressure, 8:45 to 11:50. Sustained pressure, 8:45. Look, 8:45 is here. To 11 o'clock, let's come to 11. Sustained pressure. You see how that's working? Sustained pressure. What else do I have? 6:50 to 10:40. Momentum push continuation. Well, 6:50, guys, 6:50 is there. Momentum. Look at that breakout. That's the time when it's breaking this out. Look. This is Wednesday support in Asia. Market breaking out at that 6:50. All right, 6:45 to 6:50 in the evening to 10:40. That's nearly closing. Push continuation, and this is what's happening. Push continuation. Where to? 10:50. Where's 10:50? Well, that's your 10:45. That's your 11 o'clock. So let's take a look at the trade hours. So the market made a top, as you can see, right? And we're like looking for a drain day, okay, on Wednesday. So the market's come in, it's drain day. New York session. Now, because that's NASDAQ, indices have good New York session. That's 3:11 my time, 5:15, and that's 7:30 we already plugged in, all right? So 3:15 and 5:15, let's check them out. This is 3:15, and guys, this is 5:15, and the market just selling off, and that's it. New York session, trapping the buyers and selling off. Speculative expansion, liquidity injection from 5 to 7. And then expect momentum push continuation after 7:30. Trend exhaustion, institutional correction by 9 o'clock. That's your 9 o'clock coming down into that 11 o'clock. That's it. It's already given you the scenario. Let's take a look at Thursday, shall we? Now remember, we're using these with the general hours, right? So I'm going to be looking at Thursday. I'm going to say to myself, okay, 5:15 to 5:45, 5:15 to 5:45. That's 5:15, that's 5:45. Now remember, Wednesday, Thursday, like we're pushing to the downside. And then we had, what time did we have? 5 o'clock, 6:35, 5 o'clock and 6:35, 5:55. That's your 5 o'clock, and then 6:35, and this is your 6:35 bar. All right. So market pretty much sideways. It's a drain day, okay, after Wednesday. Thursday is also, as you can see here, it's a drain day. So the market is just sideways, nothing much happening. It's giving us sustained pressure. Momentum continuation push into, wait a minute, that's not Thursday, that's Wednesday. This is Thursday. Let's see what's happening here. It's a drain day. maximum resistance, strongest follow through. Alert windows, so it's giving me a trap like reversal, 630, 935 momentum push, 935, 11 trap like reversal, 425, 545. This is obviously New York trap like reversal. Let's check that out. 425, it's this one. All right, 425 to 530. You see the trap like reversal? New York does that often. It'll push you down and then reverse. Now remember, when you're getting into these kind of trades, look for the gaps. It'll fill in the gap. See the gap there? That gap, it filled in and then took off on that bar. And it is telling you, the cycle edge report is telling you, you know, we're looking for a trap like reversal. 9:35 to 10 past 1. 9:35 to 10 past 1. This is 10 past 1 here. 9:35 is here. So the market is doing a bit of a pushy shove. It's just going sideways. Okay, but it's telling you there's a place where you need to be careful, and it's not worth mucking around. So you know you shouldn't be in any trade around here doing any kind of monkey business. And that's basically it. And then what I have here for Thursday, I've got a peak day. Peak doesn't necessarily mean a top. Drain day is like probably sideways or selling off. Gain, it should kind of like gain value, but peak is also volatile. I've actually done a user manual for the cycle edge, which you can download on the cycle edge reports page here. Let me show you that as well. So in the cycle edge reports, you just click on here. There's a really nice user manual, and if you can give me feedback here, just download the user manual and you'll see how it pans out. All right, it'll just help you out with all your what all the definitions are, what everything is. It's not very long either. So that's your Thursday. So Wednesday, Thursday, as you can see, market draining off. And Friday, let's see what it said for Friday. Friday, we got another peak day. Standard timing, valid signal present, lower conviction. Okay, so basically, you know, don't muck around too much. Peak day, if you want to if you want to trade whatever you're trading, when you match the hours, you have to match it to a price. And if this is your Friday, okay, let's see, that's your, let's come back. This is your Friday. All right, so Thursday, as you can see, market going down and up. So Wednesday was a trade day. Thursday, it's coming, it's filling the gap. Once the gap's filled, we're up. So we have a dump, and now we have a sideways market, and then Friday is just going back up. That's all. So if you just understand where the market sold and bought, match your days, match your hours, match your technical levels, and you should be just fine. Okay, this is this week, as you can see. All right, so same. Let's take a look at the following week. So after that, we're going to have Monday and Tuesday, Wednesday. Now Monday's, it's got 3 stars. Tuesday, Wednesday, only 2. So this is the front side of the week. So on the front side, we'll see how things pan out. Obviously, we've got, as usual, alert windows. We should see, you know, what's going on. Exhaustion blow off. That's good to know. If that happens, you know about it. Sustained pressure, V-shape, and you can see it's a routine day. So what I want to do, if Monday is going to be a trade day, well, this is Sunday. Sorry. This is Monday. Still a routine day. We still have exhaustion blow-offs, and Monday is a trade day. So let's get back into Monday. Here we are on the 10th, right? This is the 10th. All right, so Monday. We're still at the highs, so selling is what we want to do. Same thing here. And Monday, Tuesday, rightfully so, coming to the downside. Exhaustion blow off between 8:45 and 10. Let's check it out on a 15-minute chart. 8:45 to 10, Monday. This is 10 o'clock. And this is your 8:45. Between 8:45, whoops, and pretty much after that, the market's chucking a Yui. Isn't that good to know? Okay, so we're off with the hours by about, what, 15 to about half an hour, where it made the peak. But let's check it out. Look. Exhaustion blow off. 10 to 12.50, momentum push continuation. What do I have here? Expect momentum push continuation. When? 10:30. Let's check out 10:30. So that's your blow off. And guys, 10:30 is your top. Let me just make this a little bigger. There's a 10:30 right there. Let's check out also the days for the 10th, right, and the 14th. So Monday, 10:30. From here, market can flow into New York. Let's see. Well, it's definitely flowing into New York because this is New York morning. This is 9 a.m. New York, ladies and gentlemen. And it's flowing right in there. Nice and easy. Okay, so just, follow through. Just read what's going on. Look, 440 to 440, like 438 to 448, 438 to 440. It's like 10 minutes apart. So what are you going to say? Well, 450, between 430 and 450, because I'm using that's your 430, that's your 450, and that's bang. What else have I said with the hours? Let's check it out. 9:15 and 11:35. 9 o'clock. Guys, this is 9 o'clock. 11:15 was it? I think something around there. That's your 11:15. Alright, so market making a quick up move and sizzling down, but that was the peak. So it's just a matter of following through. Okay, so if I've got Monday, and then I've got Tuesday or Wednesday, but that's a 2-star. Let's take a look at Tuesday or Wednesday. Won't be lazy. That's your Tuesday. And then Wednesday market going up. So if you wanted to sell again on a Tuesday, let's see how the hours worked. Let's come into Tuesday. Because Monday sold off, now you can say, well, it's a high tension day. Conditions favor a structural turn, confirm with price action. Well, this is good to know. Because if the market is gone down, then I have to be careful because conditions favor a structural turn. And if I'm selling from the high, I want to make sure that my sell is from a high. And if I'm going to buy, make sure your buy is from a low, right? So if I want to follow after Monday's impulse down, what's a good setup for us at the Global Trader Club? Well, I've got a top, I've got a low. What am I looking at? 37.5. That is a good level. If you've taken technical analysis from me, you know what we're talking about. Then what? Well, do the hours match? Because everybody comes to me and says, well, you don't know what Fibonacci level to take. Well, yeah, I do know because we've got time. Okay, so let's take a look at Tuesday. and I want to check out 11:45, 1 o'clock, 3:23:45. 11:45. This is 11:45. Market from here going up. Did I have something earlier? I had 5 to 650, 735. Let me put those in there as well. 5. That's your 5. 650, I think it was. 735. Oh, look at 735. That's it. All right, 650, 735, exactly at 37.5. Where is it going from 735 to 11:45? Right in there. Where is it going from 11:45 onwards? 1 o'clock. It's going into New York, 3:20, 3:45. This is 1 o'clock going into 3:20, 3:20, guys, to 3:45. You're at the 37.5 again, where they sold off. Stop sweeping, everybody. Market sizzles down and just presses on the gas where it says trap-like reversal from 3:30 to 10 past 7. This is your 3:30. Where's your 10 past 7? Guys, this is your 10 past 7 here. Market nailing it down. Beautiful move. 10 to 11:20, sustained pressure. Manage your trade and just let it ride into, what was it again? 10 to 11:20. This is your 10 o'clock. Once you see the market going up here anyway, you can just get out. End of story. And it's a Fibonacci level. Look, 137.5, 37.5. No mystery. Time, price. That's it. Time, price. This is another setup. I use this often. And, yeah, I mean, if you don't know the trading hours, then you're thinking, oh, well, Fibonacci, what good is it if I got bloody 3, 4, 5 levels there? Oh, you're right. So match your time, match your price, and then it's honky-dory. Now, then what? Now, remember, Tuesday, it told us, look, we could also turn around. So I've got a Monday, and I've got a Tuesday market going even higher. Look at that. That's an impulse. What does that tell you? That's a runner. All right? On a smaller time frame. Let's check it out. So now I am on a Wednesday, right? Okay, so we're all good. Yeah, we took a look at that one, sustained pressure, and that's it. Just matching the hours and fine. Wednesday, high tension. Okay, fine, high tension. What do you want me to do about it? Well, check out for 2:35 to 5:30, trap-like reversal for a start. Vector day, routine, neutral baseline. Conditions favor a structural turn. Uh-oh. So better look out for that one on Wednesday. 2:35 to 5:30. Well, that's in the morning. Asia session, 2:35 to 5:30. Nothing happened, as you can see, until 5:30. See how the market is just flat until 5:30. Now we've got a move. Let's check out the general hours I gave for Wednesday. Volatility in Asia, 305 to 415. The price can be one directional and can flow to 120. Well, looks like it is one directional. Where's 120? Well, ladies and gentlemen, it has gone into 120. That's your 115. it is flowing into 120. Next hour's 8:40, 11:40. Well, this is your 8:40, and then this is your 11:40, which is just before closing. So market's gone up into there from Asia, look, going into, flowing into there, and then New York. So what about this, Marty? Well, what about it? Let's check out Wednesday. Speculative expansion liquidity injection happening at 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock my time. It's going to be, I think, 10 o'clock or so. 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock is there. And that's the New York trap. Pushing and pulling. Did it give me any other hours? Nope. That's it. New cycle formation momentum starts at 8:40 and then going into 9:40 to 11:50. That's it. Thursday, another high tension day. What should we do about it? Look out for sustained pressure from 4:55 to 8:40, then 4:20 to 7:20. Let's check out New York because it's an index. 4:20 to 7:20 the next day. Whew. Guys, this is your 4:20 to 7:20. 7:20 is there. Bang. Nice coil, and then a breakout at a trade hour. Let me check out the general trade hours. Let's see what happened on Thursday. Market can keep going into 12:40, might keep going into 2:40 to 3:45, and then we've got 5:30 and 8. Market might move swift into closing. Wow, swift move. Knowing that in advance is a good thing. So let's take a look. 12:40, 2:40, 3:45, 2:40, 2:40. This is 3:45. Guys, 2:40 is just 4 hours before, so that's there. So obviously this is like cooking, and then we've got a takeoff from 2:40 to 3:45. That's it. 12:40, let's see where that is. 12:40 is right there. Okay, it's making that move up, but still sideways, waiting for New York blowout. So all of that in advance is good to know. And that's your Thursday going into Friday. Sideways market. What did it say for Friday? Standard timing day, valid signal present, lower conviction, and that pretty much explains why nothing's really happened on Friday. All right, so all of these momentum pushes and stuff will make more sense if I got a red day, like a critical high tension day. On a routine standard day, the impact is not going to be that big. So I'm looking for something with a trade day, and within the trade day, the hours. So knowing all that stuff in advance is like your best edge. Look at Tuesday. It's already giving me information. So I've got Tuesday, Wednesday, Monday, and it's giving me a bit of a insight with this weekly text here. So it's really important to read these through, and look out for it. And this is this week, right? Monday 17, today's the 18th. So Monday 17th of August. Well, let's check it out. It's a high tension day. This is your Monday, and it's a trade day. And look what's happening at trade hours. Look, these I've already marked them in from yesterday. Let's check it out. V-shape retest, 635 to 955, sustained pressure, 955 to 150, sustained pressure in New York, and V-shape retest. This is a V-shape retest, selling off. That is your sustained pressure. This is all written in advance. I printed this out. This one I printed out today, specifically for this video, because I wanted to show you the new format we're going to get in September. But obviously the information is the same. So in your cycle edge, you'll see today as well, if you go to NASDAQ, let's check it out for you, you'll see the same thing. All right, Monday 17th, Thursday 20th of August. Monday 17th, Thursday 20th of August. Same information. It's just a format change, so life is going to be much more easier for you. When you look at it, you're just going to see it. And this is your trade day. There you go. All right, and Tuesday, just match your hours. See how this is all panning out. So basically your cycle edge, your swing days known in advance, your trading hours, you know what's going on during the day. I mean, I don't know what else to say. It's all on there. If you have any queries, questions, always feel free to write to me. I'm more than happy to help. But you can see this is like a revolution in trading. Have a good day.